So after watching Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, this song really piqued my interest because I grew a strong liking towards Roger. In the review of the movie, I'll show you, but let's jump right into this one and see what he's talking about here. I'm in love with my car. Oh yeah, Formula One, baby. Oh yeah.
With the pistons are pumping and the hubcaps all green. When I'm holding your wheel, all I hear is your gear. With my hand on your grease gun, it's like a disease.
Oh my God. Apart from the drums, that guitar in the background, do you hear it? My goodness. That guitar is equivalent to listening to a Mustang GT500 drive by with your windows down. The first time I heard a GT500, I almost had an orgasm. Basically what happened just now with those, oh my, we gotta play that back, people, and then I'll come back again, because that, oh.
With the pistons are pumping and the hubcaps all green. When I'm holding your wheel, all I hear is your gear. With my hand on your grease gun, it's like a disease, son. I'm in love with my car. Yeah. Got a feel for my automobile. Get a grip on my bar racer robot. Such a thrill when your radio squeal.
Okay, this is a little bit emotional for me here, okay? I do have a little love for cars. You know, favorite car is a Mustang, but you know, hey, I know there's a lot of Mustang haters out there and all of the things that they like to joke about, but you know, it's all in good fun. Anyway, this is a beautiful song because as a guy or a girl or whoever you are that likes cars, you know the feeling. You get in that car that you love, whether it's a project car or a car that you were always going for, or whether it's your first car. Like, you know, everyone has their own kind of car that they like. I just happen to be into like muscle cars, mainly Mustangs and Camaros. Challengers are not really my style, but those two cars are pretty dope. And quick story here, I had a Camaro, a V6. I know it's not a V8, blah, 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 or whatever. I couldn't afford a V8. I was young. But the issue was getting the car from the dealership to home. The dealership was like in Broward, like 40 minutes away from where I lived. So driving back on the highway with a manual car that I've never driven before was gonna be a huge problem. Luckily, my mom was visiting. Yeah, my mom had to take it for me, and she left like a day or two later, so I was on my own from there. Driving a manual car, it's a very interactive thing. You can't just press the gas and press the brake. No, you gotta clutch in, clutch out, shift gears, and you gotta make sure that when you're shifting gears, you're going to the right gear, because sometimes you don't wanna be driving like extremely quick and then you go down to like first gear, you might blow something, you know what I mean? When it comes to rev matching and slowing down and actually turning, learning how to turn and slow down, it was just an incredible thing. Unfortunately, that car got wrecked. Yeah, it was just an amazing feeling to be able to switch all of the gears on my own. And that gave me much more of an appreciation for car manufacturers, or just people who make cars in general, and manual cars in general. Like, you have all of the control in your hands. I've been rambling on too much about cars, but let me know what your favorite car is in the comment section down below. My dream car would be the Mustang Bullit, the 2020 edition. It's just nice. It's not flashy, it's just nice. And it comes in a manual.
Get a grip on my bar racer robot. Such a thrill when your radio squeals.
Okay. This is a beautiful song. No wonder why the record label wanted to make this song the song to debut the new album. I've watched the movie. Reviews coming soon, by the way. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's going to be some spoilers. But one thing I wanted to add here is, right, whether you're a car guy or a car girl, the person that you're with may not understand why it is that you love these things so much, why it is that you go crazy when you hear a GT 350 or a Camaro SS or a ZL1 drive by. You go crazy, right? And I mean, the Scat Packs and the Challengers, whoa, you cannot deny the sound on those things. Anyway, it's like it's like an art, right? Whatever you have an appreciation for, if the person you're with doesn't like it like you do, then they won't really understand. As long as they're not, trying to take you away from, like, a passion that you have, being responsible with it. Obviously, if you're just throwing all your money to it, then you know what I mean. But yes, it's an art. You get around with other people that love cars, and you guys talk about the things that you like about their car, your car, the car, whatever you want to do in the future. It's your car. You don't want your girl or your guy driving it if you're a car guy or a car girl, because if anything can go wrong, you don't want it to go wrong with someone else on the wheel. You know what I mean? And part of the reason I got a manual was because, well, it was a coupe. I like coupes. I don't really like taking people anywhere. And it's a manual. So none of my friends know how to drive manuals. No one around knows how to drive a manual. So guess what? You can't borrow my car. Only I can. And if my car is so happen to be unlocked and it's on, and you try to steal it, you're gonna stall. You know?
I'm in love with my car. Straight back close to my own
Oh, you gotta love Roger, man. You gotta love Roger. Damn, I'm in love with my car. Whenever I'm able to get my dream car again, this is gonna be. I hope I remember to make sure that this is the first song that plays on the radio when I get that car. I don't know if the excitement is noticed, but it definitely, because this is just reminding me of all of the you watch Top Gear, you watch Motor Trend, and all of the car channels on YouTube. Who else is it? I don't know if you guys know Manny Koshman and Stradman and all of these guys, all of these cars you watch, and then people suiting up their own cars and customizing things and making it their own, basically. But F Ferrari, though, because they like to sue people if you do anything to the car. I'm like, I bought the car. If I wanted to paint my Ferrari a different color, why can't I do that? If I want to put my foot on it, Ferraris, I'll never buy a Ferrari, even if I could. This song is amazing. It preaches to me, it preaches to my cousin, and it preaches to, like, my uncle, because he's also a car guy. Because of that guy, I know how to change certain things on cars that I wouldn't have if I didn't have him around. So just being there, lifting the cars up, checking under, handling tools. Over time, you start to learn what parts do what and what to listen for when something's going wrong. And, I don't want to get into detail or whatever, but just being around car guys, these things sink into you, and then you find an appreciation for it yourself too. Because at first I didn't really get to loud cars until I heard a Mustang GT. And then when I heard that, I was like, you know what? It makes sense now. I'm in love with my car. I fully support this song, and I hope any car people on this video, please leave your dream car or favorite cars or your first car, or whichever car it is. I want to be in the comment section with you guys, talking back and forth and seeing what you guys like, I know there's a lot of Mustang fans in here, and maybe some Camaros. I mean, I gotta put Mustang here and Camaro like right after it, and then Challengers like down here. It may piss off some people, but hey, it's just my opinion. If you wanna fight about it, straight line it. I'm not gonna straight line with a Challenger like a Hellcat. Are you out of your mind? Those things are freaking monsters, man. What about a GT500? You know what's so crazy, when the GT500 didn't come in a manual? Not that I could afford it anyway, but I mean, with all of that power, right? I guess, but still, it would have been cool just to have it, you know? You want to control it somewhat. Oh, funny story. I forgot about this part. Remember, I had a manual Camaro, right? And what I did was, it was a V6, but coming from the car that I came from, 330 or 350 horsepower, something like that. And that's a pretty powerful car, coming from a car that was about maybe 250 horsepower at like max. That's a huge leap for people who don't know. That's a 10 horsepower leap is huge, but like 80, that's a lot. So I had that car, and I was driving near a school zone. Like, I was driving to pick someone up. I don't recall who it was. And this is after I learned how to drive a manual, and I was just... And as I was doing that, I see a police officer with his buddy and a gun is like waving me over. I was like, oh my God, damn it. So I had to think really quickly. And what did I think of? The officer pulled me over, got my license and stuff like that. I was like, I'm sorry, I just got this new car. You could see it still has a paper tag on it. I'm learning how to drive a manual, and I'm trying to shift gears, and it was kind of freaking me out. And the officer was like, yeah, I understand, but you got to be careful, blah, blah, blah. He didn't give me a ticket. And in my head, I was like, you know what? I need to play this off so that it's more realistic. So as he let me go, as I was trying to leave, I intentionally let the car stall because I was going too slow. I intentionally let it stall, and I was like, sorry, Oh, now actually, before I stopped the car, I just let it stall, and I let him know it's a manual, and I can't pull over because I'm still trying to, getting out of first gear is like the hardest thing to do, right, at the beginning. So I got some sympathy from the cop. He let me go, and as I was leaving, I intentionally let the car stall twice. Once when I went around the roundabout, and when I got to the stop sign, and I was like, yeah, I'm still learning. He's like, you got it. He started cheering me on. I was like, yeah. But if he saw me like a mile later, he would have been like, oh, you son of a bitch, you lied to me. Oh my God, who would have thought that would have saved me from getting a ticket, because I was going like 50 and a 30. I mean, I was young and dumb. I'm not saying I was right doing it, but hey, I got away with that one. Whew, boy, just remembering that. Yep, that's